Well, hello everybody. It's Thursday, the 18th of June, and I'm back in this room again. This is where I was when I wasn't very well, but no, I'm fine, girls, don't worry. I should have been in Sheffield today at Sheffield High School for Girls, one of the GDST schools, because it should have been the GDST Heads Conference yesterday and today. But I've been doing all my online training here. We've had a fantastic meeting with all the other GDST heads this morning from the 25 schools, loads of energy and loads of ideas to share. We talk about being in the BHSA family, but we also need to remember we're part of a much bigger family of schools from all over the country. And I think it made all of us think this morning that as our world shrunk when schools had to close all over the country and the world's really shrunk and we went into lockdown, for us being part of the GDST and this family, our world got bigger again because we didn't have the restrictions of not being able to travel to visit the other schools. We could tap in for the 13s, they could tap into the limitless learning program. We had the GDST song contest, we had the Inspiring Change Makers conference that you could tap into, girls. So it really does make us think of things for the future, and we've had some great discussions this morning about things for you, for the junior schools joining together across the country in the future, not just because we're in lockdown, but for great new ideas, and also about other competitions and other things that we can do for teaching and learning. So it was really good. Anyway, this week has been a fabulous week, and it's just been wonderful having those few girls that have been allowed to have back in the classrooms. It's not felt completely normal, but it has been brilliant to welcome back some of the tens, reception, year one, year six girls. They have been brilliant. They were so good about following the new regimes, being sensible, making it safe for everyone, but really getting stuck into their learning. So it's been a good week this week. I have got lots to share with you, so I'm going to get cracking on what we need to go through. First of all, Mrs. Walker wanted to let you know about Millie Mayers and her Year 7 tutor group. Now, Millie has actually been covering a virtual race where she has been running, walking, bit of cycling as well, I think, maybe, Millie, but she's actually covered 40 kilometres, and this was to raise money for children with cancer. So, Millie, we're really proud of you. Well done. Mrs. Moss wanted to let us know about Millie Madison in year six. Now, she has written a beautiful diary about Amelia Earhart, and she wrote her diary entry as if it was the evening before she crossed the Atlantic in the plane. Really realistic, fantastic work. Also in year six, Bethan Roberts has gone above and beyond in her DT work. She designed the packaging for an energy bar for mountaineers. It was eye-catching and a really effective design, Bethan. Well done. Last week you heard me talking about our own version of the Tour de France with the reception ride rally. The reception class teachers, Miss Smith and Miss Kimpton, riding around the world to wave at their reception classes. We have also got now the year three walk and wave, Mrs. Tidman and Mrs. Kingsley, in 2 weeks' time. So do get in touch if you want them to walk past your house. And I know the year two team are actually planning on something too. So watch out for some news about them. For English, Miss Mills got in contact with me. She wanted to mention some English and some history work for her year sevens. So a very well done to Tisha White, Ellie McLaren, Annie Mearns, Sian Verhagen and Soraya Edge. Brilliant work, girls. Well done. Also, more well dones for year seven. You really are charging on this week, girls. Mrs. Crawford said there'd been some amazing RS work from Ava Seabury and Annabella Disley. They'd made some Lego animations and a film about the creation story. Also, some amazing photography on their wows and wonders of creation work. Well done, girls. Mr. Austin, he does love a good spreadsheet, and he has over the last 4 weeks, he's been collating all of the data for the year nines across all of their subjects. So here are, over the last 4 weeks, the top 10 performers in year nine. This isn't necessarily in rank order, girls. So this is the list of the 10 girls who've done the best work across the year group. So well done to you. So we have got Sarah Roberts, Hannah Wen, Isabel Taplin, Sky Buist, Zoe Savage, Katie Davison, Rebecca Bradford, Katie Davis, Beth Harwood, and Georgia Ingram. Keep up that hard work. They've consistently handed their work in and their effort levels have been outstanding. What we expect, and we are really proud of you. Well done. Last week was exciting, wasn't it? We talked about leadership and we announced the head girl team. So within days, they had been in contact with Mrs. Zakiri, who oversees the school council. They'd arranged a Google Meet meeting with her, and they have already set their vision and set some of their goals for the next year. You will hear a lot more from them in following weeks and also in the autumn term. But just for an example, Bethan, one of the deputies, Bethan Rowland, wants to work on improving the Big Sister programme, do some work on body image and positivity and the use of social media. Zoe wants to work on those as well, but also giving all subjects within schools lots more opportunities so that we can actually find out more about all the different subjects that we offer. Erin wants to work on some mental health awareness, looking at how to reduce exam stress and pressure, and promoting hobbies and other things as well as for our own well-being. Tegan, making more of the school community, bridging the gap between juniors and seniors, and maybe looking at something for the year sixes and year sevens, like a buddy system. And then Beth, looking into what we can do for our school environments, also making swaps from single-use plastic if we can, and also allowing younger students to create their own enrichment programs with a sixth former actually helping them as an ambassador. That was all within days of announcing who the team were. So girls, I was really impressed. I know all of us are going to be excited to hear more about your ideas and projects for the future. Miss Forshaw has been really busy this week. So Miss Forshaw is an English teacher within the senior school. But what COVID has actually done for all of us as a school, it has brought our community together. We've had senior teachers teaching some of the junior girls, the key worker children that have been coming in. And likewise, the junior staff have got to know a lot of the senior girls as well. It's broken down barriers, and that can only be a good thing. Senior girls have actually got to know some of the juniors, and it has brought our family together, and that can only help us for the future. So Miss Forshaw has actually had one of the year six groups. She had group 3 this week, and she was really impressed with them. And she wanted to mention the great letters that they'd written this week to the council, encouraging them to move to the use of single-use plastic. Also, for the maths challenge, she wanted to mention Eva, who was the first person to crack the code. And with her English teacher hat on for her online work that she's been doing, in year 8, Ruby Madison, some excellent analysis of some adverts this week, Ruby, well done. And also, this is amazing, Sandali Mahoti is the first girl in the whole school to have read every single book on the GDST book challenge. Miss Doran will be very, very proud. I know Miss Forshaw is very proud, as are we all. So Sandali, fantastic achievement. You keep on reading. And if you need some more suggestions, we'll bring some more books for you. Mrs. Tidman and Mrs. Kingsley wanted to mention year 3 this week. They've been working on the Romans in their history and their English work. And I do think we've got some journalists of the future there. They wrote articles on the revolt of Boudica, and also they wrote an article about the residents of Pompeii escaping just before the volcanic eruption. Excellent pieces of writing, girls. They've also sent in videos and they've sent in poems. So keep it up, year 3. There's some great work going on there. Miss Kimpton was thrilled to be back in school for her 3 days this week with some of her class. And she wanted to say a huge well done to Millie Airy and Marnie Roberts. Fantastic effort and fantastic enthusiasm. Now then, our music staff, they are very, very talented. We know that. And they don't only just come in to teach the girls in school. They are professional musicians in their own right. They are part of lots of groups and ensembles outside, and they work all over the country. Weeks ago, just a couple of weeks into lockdown, I mentioned Mrs. Chalmers. One of the groups that she's in outside school is a group called Two Black Sheep. I'm sure some of you might have seen them, some of you might have heard some of the wonderful pieces of music that they write. And I did mention this weeks ago. She'd written a song called The Little Things, and it's the little things that people might maybe miss when we all went into lockdown, things that we really appreciate in our lives. So I'm setting you all a challenge, girls. At the end of the video, you're going to hear Mrs. Chalmers' song, and you're going to see a video of, you won't know these people, but I wanted it as an example of the sort of things that I want you to send through to us. You can send them to either school office with the attention of Mrs. Chalmers or Mr. Lamin, photographs of the things that you really that you have missed when we've been apart from everybody else. The things that really matter to you. It might just be a little slogan on a piece of paper, or it might be a photograph of somebody or something that really matters to you, no matter how small, because it's the little things in life. It's seeing physically somebody and giving them that smile. It's tiny little things that we miss that I'd like us all to share next week with Mrs. Chalmers' song. So you're going to hear it a little bit later with some people that you won't know. I want us to do our own version ready for next week. And I think it could be wonderful to see some of you and to hear some of your messages that you can actually maybe hold up or a picture. I hope that was clear. I left you with a Maya Angelou quote last week. I'm going to give you another one for this week before we hear some fantastic music from the Two Black Sheep. So my quote from Maya Angelou this week for you girls is, do the best you can until you know better. Then, when you know better, do better. Until next week, enjoy the music, and thank you to every single one of you who's part of our community for being so fantastic. Bye for now.
I wish I'd have known that busker in town was the last one I'd hear for a while. And if only I'd known the hug that we shared would be one I'd replay in my mind. Now all I want are the little things I held so dear. And when this is all over, we'll dance in the streets and we'll hold hands with one another. And the cafes will open and bars will serve beer and we'll sing songs of love together. It's the little things, I'm missing the little things. The days seem longer and bleed into one, and I'm sick of seeing faces through screens. I turn off the news and I hold my kids tight, and I wish it was all a bad dream. Now all I need are the little things I took for granted. So when this is all over, we'll dance in the streets and we'll hold hands with one another. And the cafes will open and bars will serve beer and we'll sing songs of love together. It's the little things, I'm missing the little things. Now all I want are the little things I held so dear. So when this is all over, we'll dance in the streets and we'll hold hands with one another. And the cafes will open and bars will serve beer and we'll sing songs of love together. So when we find our freedom, we'll play in the park